Welcome back to Believe It or Not, the series where I watch Naruto and give you my personal spicy hot takes on this age-old anime. When last we watched, Tsunade confronted Orochimaru and denied him medical attention, mostly due to the inspiration from our titular knucklehead ninja. This resulted in an all-out, balls-out fight between the Sannin and their respective ninja interns. Naruto laid into Kabuto with a successful Rasengan, 3 giant beasts were summoned, and eventually, the snake slithered back into the grass, leaving our heroes victorious. Tsunade officially accepted her role as Hokage and began a healing journey around the Leaf Village, which forced Rock Lee to confront the severity of his injuries. Then, after getting in our government-mandated Rock Lee time, we watched Sasuke Jokerify in real time, fighting Naruto and eventually being propositioned by a team of sound ninjas. Now, Sasuke is ready to hit the road, leaving Team 7 officially split up. In today's episode, we are going to be reviewing episodes 110 through 119 of Naruto. Episode 110, Formation, the Sasuke Retrieval Squad. We are officially in the Sasuke retrieval arc now. If there was ever any doubt, the episode begins with an admission that we have to retrieve Sasuke. We watch as the goons from the Chunin exam find a passed out Sakura who had been knocked out after her desperate pleading with Sasuke. After listening to what had happened, they immediately go to Tsunade. And given that every adult in the village is now out on missions because the Leaf Village is effectively broke and they need money so bad, we have to turn to the only available Chunin, Shikamaru. Shikamaru is tasked with getting back Sasuke. It has to be a child, and to complement this, Shikamaru decides that he is going to assemble a crack team of experts who are also all children. He picks Choji because him and Choji are buddies. He picks Kiba because Kiba was out walking his dog. He goes to Neji because Neji is actually a qualified ninja with a variety of skills and a really good Kekkei Genkai. And then naturally, Naruto is on the team because the show is about him and nobody cares more about Sasuke than old Naruto. Right as they're about to leave, Sakura comes to Naruto, just doing terrible, and seeing this, Naruto swears that he's gonna bring back Sasuke. Mostly for him, but also for her too. This episode was an 8 out of 10. I like seeing Shikamaru take charge. We've established already that he is a very logical ninja, so seeing him put that brain to work and explain his reasoning very well, I think that's fun. Episode 111, Sound versus Leaf. So right at the top, the Sound Ninjas inform Sasuke that he needs to take a pill to enhance his curse mark, and in doing so, it's like a way for him to accept his mortality. He's like effectively going to die and be reborn. And so while all this is happening, they like put him in a bucket, and then they just start lifting this bucket through the woods. On their way, they run into a crew of other Leaf Ninjas who get absolutely eviscerated by the Sound. Really, this is just aura farming moments. They just really want to show the Sound Ninjas being cool. And to be fair, they're pretty dope. After watching a team of adults get brutally murdered by more children, our own group of children decide to head out and save Sasuke. The Shikamaru squad starts moving, and Rock Lee, who is stuck in the village, decides that he is going to use this period of downtime to enhance his own skills. He just decides that he's going to like climb a large staircase, to which Tsunade immediately tells him not to because he's in no condition to do so, but he just has to do it anyways. This episode was a 7 out of 10. I think it's very funny that the Sound Ninjas are as capable as they are. Whatever Orochimaru is feeding these kids, clearly it's working, and I guess he should continue. Episode 112, Squad Mutiny, Everything Falls Apart. By this point, our team from the Leaf have encountered the Sound Ninjas, and there is a bit of a brawl. Shikamaru shows off more of his shadow possession jutsu, which is so good, but it's not enough to stop the Sound at this juncture. The big boy puts them all in a great big earth dome, to which they have no way to get out because every time they try and dig a hole out, the barrier made of dirt just kind of repairs itself. So the group is doing bad in there. Boys are doing like big spins spins, trying to like burrow through. All the while, this big boy from the sound is slowly absorbing their chakra, which is just eventually going to kill them. So they're just getting weaker and weaker, expending all their energy. And so Shikamaru decides that he's going to use this opportunity to talk and negotiate with the sound ninja. In this, they actually do manage to discover where this sound ninja's located. Using this, they like triangulate where the weakest point in the barrier would be, since all the chakra would be coming from one place. And by doing so, they are able to burst through thanks to one big blast from Choji, who has once again expanded into a big ball. This episode was a 7 out of 10. Most of it was spent inside of a little dirt hut, but I do enjoy seeing the team being strategic. I like them working together, and I just think Shikamaru's him. I think he's cool. Episode 113, Full Throttle Power, Choji Ablaze. Now that the gang is free, Kiba and Naruto charge headfirst into this big sound ninja guy, and it is a worthless effort, but Choji is picking up the slack. He is this like giant human boulder rolling around, doing crazy damage. He is surprisingly a really big, heavy hitter. They also established that this mission cannot go indefinitely. This Sasuke retrieval has to happen before Sasuke gets to the border between the Leaf Village and I guess the Sound Village. I don't know if it's specifically between the two or it's just once they leave Leaf territory, it becomes an international ninja incident, which is something that the Leaf Village cannot afford right now. So they gotta hurry up. And as a result of that, they decide that they are going to leave Choji behind to handle the big boy and try to catch up with the other sound ninjas. But that's okay, because Choji is getting his moment. You know, he's got this like little pocket full of special emergency food pills that he can take. And in doing so, he can like expand better. Yeah, he is like going toe to toe with this crazy big earth sound boy. They take a moment to let us know that as much as these pills are very useful, if he takes the red pill, he will not be able to come back and he will likely die. There is something so horribly wrong with what is being taught to these ninja children. From the second that they pass their like kindergarten final exam or whatever and enter ninja elementary school, the adults are just handing these children guns. They're like, here's a weapon that you can use. It can kill you, but you have to be smart. It's only a last ditch effort. And every day these kids are in situations where they need a last ditch effort. Fucking Rock Lee used a move that horrifically damaged himself. And for what? For a competition? For a fighting contest? So that he could graduate? It's ridiculous to me. So Choji has a pill that he could take that could kill him, but he won't use that. He's smarter than that. JK. Choji does start to fumble a little bit in this latter half of the episode. Earth Sound is knocking his shit in. He's making fun of him, and that strikes a nerve because all Choji knows is people who have made fun of him. He has like a whole flashback about it, but then he remembers Shikamaru, who believed in him, and then he decides he's gonna take the yellow pill. This episode was a 7 out of 10. I think Choji is becoming cool. I think he's becoming cooler slowly but surely. I especially like the stuff that these pills are letting him do. I think it is better to me than just seeing a man turn into a big balloon and roll around. Episode 114, Goodbye, Old Friend. I will always believe in you. So Choji is like expanding parts of his body. He can also become a giant, which is pretty crazy. And since Old Earth Sound is finally getting his ass kicked, he decides to enter his second state. Curse Mark kind of like covers his body and turns him into like a toad boy. While they're fighting, Choji has another flashback. This time it's to like a time when he was just a wee little boy and all the kids didn't want to play with him. Even back then, Shikamaru had his back. Shikamaru was a real one. And realizing that he has friends, we cut over to the other Leaf Ninjas who are like pretty sure that Choji is getting his ass kicked, but they're confident that he will return. And so they decide to leave some like encouraging messages for him when he catches up, along with some arrows to let him know where they're going. And so, in a moment of desperation, he takes his red pill, and it allows him to become a beautiful butterfly boy, which I do think is cool. I had not anticipated a butterfly theming for Choji, but it is cool to see him like go beast mode with these like butterfly wings on his back. He fights for his friends, and he beats down Earth Sound. But of course, as we described earlier, Choji took a pill that would kill him and is effectively dead. He does find the messages and the arrows left by his friends, which makes him like cry, but then he dies. And after he fully passes, Shikamaru like feels something in the air and knows that Choji has essentially died, but he doesn't say a thing. This one was an 8 out of 10. It's so incredibly sad that Choji is completely dead and will never ever come back for any other reason. I do respect that they're trying to build tension, and to be fair, we're getting to the end of original Naruto, so anything could happen, but I highly doubt any of the members of this team are at risk of dying. But, you know, they're going to show it off anyways. We'll see how they manage to pull them back from death's door. Episode 115, Your Opponent is Me. So the boys are schmoovin', as are the Sound Ninjas. And the Sound Ninjas suddenly see that their good buddy Earth Sound has returned to them. You know, now that he's here, he can take the big barrel off of the rest of the Sound Ninjas' hands. He's the strong one, he should carry it, but he is acting a little bit weird, and for good reason. He is, I believe, Naruto doing a transformation jutsu. Either way, he's found out, and the rest of the crew decides to jump in, and there is another little battle between the Sound and our retrieval team. But the one who will stay behind this time is the Spider Boy. He makes this like web with chakra in it, and they trap the retrieval team in like a big sticky mess. He's also like spitting out these light brown goopy weapons, but they're like hard and sharp. I don't know the spider explanation for that, but I guess, you know, he's throwing up a little bit. Naruto also shows that he's had a lot of growth through the series. There's a point in this fight where all of his shadow clones are stuck in a web. He's stuck in there with them, or so we think. They're being attacked one by one, and then it's revealed that the entire group that had been sent by Naruto was shadow clones. So for once, he's actually thinking ahead, and he is hiding back and letting shadow clones do the work for him, which is good, because it means that he doesn't die. After a little bit of back and forth, Neji decides that this will be his fight. He is specially crafted to deal with the webs. He's cutting through them with like his chakra points or something. So while the boys escape, Neji goes beast mode. He uses that Oppa Hyuga style that we know and love. This episode's an 8 out of 10. Mostly, I just like Neji. That's the truth. Episode 116, 360 degrees of vision, the Byakugan's blind spot. Neji is finally within slapping range, lays into the spider dude, but for some reason, the Spider-Man can make a shell out of his like bile or whatever, so he avoids all the damage. And then they start playing like stealth, you know? Neji is unable to keep track of this guy, and he's like throwing blades and arrows at him, trying to figure out where on Neji is his blind spot for the Byakugan. Oh yeah, he summons a giant spider at one point. He sends in this big spider who just immediately lays so many eggs, and there are spiders everywhere. It's a mess. It is during this spider incident that the Sound Ninja figures out where Neji's blind spot is. Even though he has been horrifically injured, Neji is still standing strong. So the Sound Ninja decides to go curse mark level 2. This episode was a 7 out of 10. Like I said earlier, I enjoy Neji a great deal. I think that he is very fun, and I like seeing him explore the outer bounds of his abilities. Episode 117, losing is not an option. As described earlier, Neji is not doing well. He is getting fucked up in this fight. So he creates this like chakra shield to keep back any more of these blades, at which point the Sound Ninja makes it very clear that there is this tiny little blind spot at the back of Neji. And to show this off, they use like a 3D model of Neji. The 3D model is so funny, and they show it off like 3 times across the episode. It cracked me up every time I was seeing it. It was very funny. Yeah, Neji gets a big hit from this guy's arrows, which clips his headband, showing off that Hyuga branding X that he has. He discovers that the Sound Ninja has been using like a tiny little spider's thread along the ends of the arrow to like kind of curve it to chase after him. And so he grabs onto the thread and pumps it full of chakra, which just messes up the spider. After being beaten down, the spider from the Sound team goes on about how Sasuke's already been lost in the darkness and that there's no way to get him back. But of course, Neji is confident that if anyone can do it, it's our good pal Naruto, who managed to save him from the darkness. If he can do that, then he can save anyone. So, just like in the last fight, the spider boy looks to be dead, as does Neji. He passes out from blood loss, and we're left with a moment of sad contemplation over the loss of this Hyuga. This episode was an 8 out of 10. It's a good end to the fight. I really like that 3D model. I hope they bring back more stuff like that. Episode 118, the vessel arrives too late. We are reaching the evening portion of this chase. The sun is starting to set, and Shikamaru decides that the team should wait a bit. They are not exactly well equipped to deal with the Sound Ninjas at night, not to mention if there isn't like a big bright light in the sky, his shadow possession jutsu is kind of worthless. So they decide that they're gonna wait. Naruto even is on board with that. He is truly proving that he has grown quite a bit in this arc. But while they're waiting, we cut back to Castle Orochimaru, where he's doing so bad. He's like very close to death. His arms are like bloody and peeling. He's just being a damn whiner about everything. And Kabuto is rightfully worried about his condition. He says, "Oh, Orochimaru, you should use another body." And Orochimaru says, "No, I need Sasuke's body." Weird. So after this, Kabuto goes to a great big room full of doors, lets out a bunch of these like other sound freaks, saying that only one of them will be granted their freedom so long as they like fight to the death or something. So they go and do that. Kabuto then goes to visit someone named Kimimaru, who I'm unfamiliar with, but this guy is hooked up to all manner of like ninja medical technology. It is so funny to me, and I think deep down I knew that there was a great deal of technology still in this world, but seeing Kabuto just get on this like crazy computer and start typing away is so baffling to me. I'm always ill-prepared to deal with the state of ninja technology in this world. Yeah, seems Kimimaru was originally planned to be the next vessel for Orochimaru, but something happened, and now Sasuke is the next in line. And Kimimaru does seem a little disappointed, but he's willing to do whatever it takes to help Orochimaru. While they wait, Orochimaru does decide to take on a new body. He goes after the last surviving prisoner in that weird room full of doors and transfers to that person's body. And it is revealed that the life transference jutsu takes like a great deal of time. Like you have to wait between uses. So he is kind of giving up his opportunity to go into Sasuke's body, but it's not like he would have been able to wait that long anyways. So we go back to the woods where the retrieval team is finally caught up with the Sound Ninjas again, and they successfully manage to get Sasuke's big old barrel and run off. This episode was a 7 out of 10. There were a few flashbacks here and there in this one, like stuff we had already seen during the battle with the Hokage and all that other stuff. But I still like learning more about Orochimaru's whole deal. I like seeing behind the scenes in his lair. It's pretty cool. Episode 119, Miscalculation, a new enemy appears. The squad is now facing off against their various opponents. Kiba and Akamaru are positioned to fight the Do-Re-Mi sound boy. Shikamaru is fighting against the girl because of course he is. And then Kimimaru appears, and that shakes up everything. He is so strange, and he's like immediately dunking on the sound girl to Yuya, saying like, "Oh, we're gonna kill you," or some shit like that. He does manage to get the barrel back and starts heading towards Orochimaru, which makes Naruto flip out, and so everybody splits off. I think at some point Kiba and the Do-Re-Mi boy get like stuck in a pit together, so they do that. Shikamaru manages to hold back Tayuya, who's got like this flute that she's using. And Naruto is like getting really pissed. Like he's showing off his like fox fangs and everything. He's getting into it for the first time in a long time. They also kind of reveal a bit more about Kimimaro, specifically that he had Kekkei Genkai at some point, but lost it because of his illness. So I don't know what that means. It's interesting that that can even happen. And yeah, they all kind of post up ready to fight their new opponents. Kimimaro like lays out the entire plan to Naruto for some reason. So Naruto just knows what's going on now. Tayuya summons this like squad of goons who I guess she's gonna like Pied Piper with her like flute. That's interesting. And yeah, Kiba is just facing off against Doremi in the pit. I'm sure we'll see him die at some point too. And yeah, we end off on this cliffhanger of Naruto summoning like an army of shadow clones to surround Kimimaro. Surely things are about to pop off. This episode was an 8 out of 10. I think this was a great cliffhanger to end on. We've got 3 big fights lined up, and I think they should be pretty interesting. So I'm very eager to see where all of this goes. The overall ranking for this batch of episodes is a 7.5 out of 10. Things are going really well in Naruto. I kind of have no gripes at this point. It's obviously still a little silly here and there, but we're really close to the ending of original Naruto, and it's clear that the characters have all kind of like reached a point of maturity where they're getting stuff done. It's all about the Sasuke stuff now, and Orochimaru is once again in the villain seat with all of his sound ninjas doing the grunt work. But yeah, I'm locked in. I'm ready to see where we go from here. I think big things are on the way. I've heard good stuff about this Kimimaro fellow. Don't know much about him, but I bet he's going to be cool. So yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining for another Believe It or Not. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any thoughts on what I've said, feel free to let me know down in the comments. Otherwise, I hope you have a real good one. Believe it.